my ex, and my best friend, betrayal, then baby carriage. The scent of jasmine still clings to the air in my apartment, a ghost of Sarah's favorite perfume. 5 years. 5 years I thought we were building something real, something lasting. Now, it just smells like a lie. We were talking about rings, not seriously, not yet. But the conversation had started. We'd been to David's kid's birthday, and my parents had started with the usual, "When are we going to get grandchildren?" Sarah had squeezed my hand and smiled that sweet, innocent smile I now know was a carefully constructed facade. God, I was such a fool. Ethan, my best friend since college. Always the life of the party. The guy who knew how to get a laugh, how to smooth things over. He was supposed to be my brother, my confidant. He was at every family gathering, every promotion celebration, every goddamn milestone. He was there when my grandmother died, offering a shoulder and a beer. And all that time, he was, waiting, planning. It started subtly. Sarah complaining about my long hours at the firm. We were in the thick of the Peterson project, a massive skyscraper downtown. It was a career maker, the kind of opportunity I'd dreamt of since I was sketching blueprints in my high school notebook. I was pulling late nights, fueled by coffee and ambition. Sarah said she understood, but the little digs started creeping in. "You're always working, Liam. Do you even miss me?" Ethan, ever the supportive friend, stepped in. "Hey man, she's just saying she misses you. Maybe take her out for dinner, surprise her." He even offered to take her out for a drink himself, just to keep her company while I was buried in blueprints. I actually thanked him. I actually thought he was doing me a favor. Looking back, the signs were everywhere. The way Sarah's eyes would linger on Ethan a beat too long. The inside jokes they shared that I wasn't privy to. The times I'd call Sarah and she'd say she was out with a girlfriend, only to find out later, from Mariah at work, that Sarah had left early to run errands. Errands with Ethan, probably. Then came the purse. A ridiculously expensive designer bag she'd been drooling over for months. I knew I hadn't bought it for her. When I asked, she stammered something about a promotion bonus. I should have pressed, but I didn't want to seem controlling. I wanted to trust her. The phone. That damn phone. I left it at her condo after a rushed breakfast. I doubled back to get it, and that's when I saw it. Can't wait to do it again. I confronted her. Can't wait to do it again. I confronted her. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. I started sleeping less, eating less. I was a mess at work. I couldn't concentrate. David, my older brother, noticed. "You look like hell, Liam. What's going on?" I brushed it off, told him I was just stressed about the project. He didn't buy it, but he didn't push. I did the one thing I swore I'd never do. I hired a private investigator. I felt like a character in a bad movie, but I couldn't live with the uncertainty anymore. A week later, I had the proof. Photos, text messages, hotel receipts. A whole sordid collection of evidence documenting their betrayal. The second confrontation was brutal. I threw the evidence on the table. Sarah and Ethan stared at it, their faces pale. I don't know who the father is," she stammered. avoiding my gaze. The room spun. I felt like I was going to be sick. My best friend, my girlfriend, pregnant, possibly with my child. I walked out. I didn't scream. I didn't yell. I just walked out. I couldn't stand the sound of his voice. The next few months were a blur of pain and anger. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. I lost weight. I started drinking too much. I pushed everyone away. My parents were worried sick. David kept checking in, but I couldn't bring myself to talk about it. It was slow progress, but it was progress nonetheless. Then I met Chloe, a kindergarten teacher. Bright, kind, and refreshingly honest. She was the opposite of Sarah in every way. She listened without judgment, offered comfort without pity. She didn't try to fix me, she just let me be. Slowly, cautiously, I started to open up to her. I told her about Sarah, about Ethan, about the baby. She didn't flinch. She just held my hand and said, "I'm sorry that..." Simple things. Coffee, walks in the park, movies. I found myself laughing again, smiling again. She made me feel safe, secure. She made me believe that maybe, just maybe, I could be happy again. Work was complicated. The Peterson project was still ongoing, and Sarah was still on the team. We had to interact, to collaborate. The tension in the room was palpable whenever we were together. She looked tired, drawn. I avoided her gaze. Sarah had the baby. A girl. I saw a picture of her on Maria's social media. She had Sarah's eyes, but something about her I couldn't tell. Was she mine? The thought haunted me. Chloe encouraged me to get a paternity test, to know for sure. But I hesitated. What if she was mine? What then? Would I be obligated to be involved in Sarah's life? In Ethan's? I didn't know if I could handle it. One day, I ran into Ethan at a bar. He looked terrible. Haggard, unshaven, with dark circles under his eyes. He tried to apologize, to explain. I cut him off. "I don't want to hear it, Ethan. You betrayed me. You betrayed Sarah. You destroyed everything." "I loved her, Liam," he said, his voice cracking. "Love doesn't justify what you did," I replied, my voice cold. "You could have told me. You could have been honest. But you chose to lie, to deceive. And I'll never forgive you for that." I walked away, leaving him standing there alone. I never got the paternity test. I decided that knowing wouldn't change anything. The damage was done. I couldn't rewrite the past. Chloe and I are still together. We're talking about the future, about maybe moving in together. She's good for me. She makes me want to be a better man. But the scars remain. The trust is still fragile. Sometimes, I catch myself questioning her motives, wondering if she's hiding something. It's not fair to her, but I can't help it. We were at a friend's wedding last weekend. Sarah was there. She was holding her baby. Our eyes met across the room. A complex mix of emotions washed over me. Anger, sadness, curiosity, and a strange sense of pity. She looked lost, alone. I looked away and smiled at Chloe, who was standing beside me, holding my hand. I squeezed her hand tightly. I made the right choice. I had to believe that. As the night went on, I couldn't help but glance over at Sarah and the baby every now and then. The question still lingered in the back of my mind: is she mine? Should I demand a test? Should I seek revenge on them both for what they did to me? Or should I just let it go, leave it in the past, and focus on building a future with Chloe? The truth is, I don't know. Maybe someday I'll find out. Maybe I won't. But for now, I'm choosing to focus on the present. On the woman who loves me for who I am, flaws and all. The jasmine scent is gone, replaced by the comforting smell of Chloe's lavender soap. It's not a perfect ending, not a fairy tale, but it's a start. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. For now.